Hello everyone, this is Becca from Willow Hill Designs. Welcome to my channel. And today I am working on Marguerite Miller's weekly collage planner challenge, and it is week 42. And for this week, the prompt is, what is your favorite beverage of choice? Create a collage in recognition of it. So I have to say my favorite beverage of choice is coffee, if I had to pick. I love coffee, and I love all the happy memories attached to it. When with my family get-togethers and having coffee, and the way that I drink coffee, very, very sweet and very light, lots of cream. I only allow myself to have it once a week because otherwise I would be having to be rolled out of the house because I'm sure it's very fattening and not good for you, so I only let myself have it once a week. But anyway, so coffee is definitely my choice. And I did some prepping work here, and I glued down a piece of cardstock, excuse me, and I left some of the border of Marguerite's page showing some of this tan border, and I drew with a micron pen, a brown micron pen, some little flowers and vine just to add to it. But I loved the color of her border. It went with the page so nicely. I didn't want to patch anything, so I liked that. I thought I'd use the border. And I had cut across a piece, one of the boards. They're kind of weathered boards with these roses superimposed on them, and I thought that might be interesting to have a cross piece on here. These are some of the images that I chose. When we have coffee, we would have my mother over 2 or 3 times a week for coffee, right up till she was probably almost 98. She loved it. Or we would go to her house when she was younger, and she would always bake us a little treat, and then I would do the same. And we still have coffee on Sundays here every week with my children. And after dinner, I usually make something special, or they buy something, a nice treat, and we have a treat with coffee. So I had to include a treat, and I had photocopied this image, and then I reduced it in size. This had a beautiful floral fabric around it, this image, and I thought that I would just make it smaller as well and superimpose it on top of the larger plate, but leave the fabric. And I kind of liked that. And the coffee beans, of course, when we'd go to my brother's and he would grind the fresh coffee beans for coffee in the coffee press, I thought of that as well, because my brother was also a coffee partner with us. He would come and enjoy a nice cup of coffee with us too. And I have some images of cups of coffee, which I thought were very, very pretty. And I have an old coffee grinder, an old-fashioned one. My brother, when he would grind coffee beans for us, it was he would use his electric grinder, and oh, the smell of fresh ground coffee. And I have a coffee press because it was fun to have to use the coffee press. It was fun to watch it, and I actually have his coffee press now. And I have an image of some coffee. A friend of ours had gone to Hawaii and brought us back 3 different bags of Hawaiian coffee. And this one happens to be milk chocolate macadamia, but it's Mele Kalikimaka. And oh my goodness, it just was the most delicious coffee I'd ever had. And that has definitely stayed with me, so I had to put a little image of that in there. And I cut another little piece as a cross piece on here that I thought might be interesting. I didn't know, maybe keeping everything parallel might be boring, so I thought I might put that on an angle. So I guess I'll start with these 2. I'll just glue these one on top of the other. And, oh, my glue must have gotten a little stopped up here. I'll glue these on top of each other. I just think it adds a little bit of interest. Kind of like that look. I love the white filigree dish. It's so pretty. I actually have something like that. I thought that might be pretty there, and I'd like to tuck the beans. I put a little slit in this. I'd like to tuck the beans maybe under there. I thought that might be interesting. And then I would put the coffee cups down here. So I guess I will glue this down. Hopefully this will be in the right place. Another thing we used to love to do was to go, when we would go hiking in the woods, we would go every weekend without fail. We would go hiking in the woods, and we'd have a picnic. We'd pack a picnic lunch, and my husband knew all these wonderful places to go with wonderful trails and everything, and so we'd pack a picnic lunch, and I would always make a thermos of coffee, and we would have our delicious thermos of coffee, and in the beautiful, surrounded by nature, and when it was chilly, when it was in the fall, it was just really out of this world, so beautiful, by ponds and streams, just such nice, wonderful memories. I thought I'd put those there. And I still love the smell when you open the can of coffee. I don't even have to have any. Just the smell of it. Oh my goodness, it's so wonderful. I was thinking I would tuck that under there, like that maybe. And then over here, I was thinking I would put this cup and maybe this cup. I was thinking rather than be just parallel, I think I might just put it a little bit askew. Kind of put it like that. So let's try that and see how this looks. But coffee definitely conjures up very wonderful and happy images for me. I miss the get-togethers with my mom. Oh, it was just so nice. So wonderful. Let's see. I think I like that. Maybe I'll put that there. I like this red cup. It kind of went nicely with the roses. And I love roses, so it kind of all goes together with my love for coffee and roses. This looks absolutely delicious. The other day, my daughter took me to Starbucks, and for the very first time I had a Starbucks. I don't know, I've just never had one. I always thought it was so silly to pay $5 or $6 for a cup of coffee. And she was saying to me, Mom, you have to try it. You have to try it. And so my granddaughter suggested, what was it? Caramel crunch, ribbon crunch Frappuccino, was it? I think it was. And I wasn't sure. I said, oh, well, okay, I'll try it. Oh my gosh. It was out of this world. It was delicious. Just delicious. So I've had that once, and I don't want to drive anywhere near there because I know my car will automatically go through that drive-through if I'm not careful. So I'm trying to be very good and stay away, but that was really a treat. That was deliciousness in a cup. Really good. So there's my cups of coffee, and I think I'll put this little coffee grinder down here. My mom actually had a coffee grinder, had a real one, but we didn't use it. Back in the day she did, but we didn't really use it much. But I thought that was kind of an interesting thing to include, especially with the coffee beans. And I have the French press, and I have this cross piece, so I'd kind of like to do that. And I thought I might put this here, just because these are all the elements that make me think of having coffee together with all of my loved ones, and wonderful, wonderful times together. Let's see, how should that go? Maybe like that. This was kind of a fun one. Fairly easy, and I think it's kind of nice when you're just searching for things that you love. I guess I'll put that about there. Okay. And I like the way that looks, that cross piece on there. So I'm going to, this paper, by the way, this cardstock paper is by Stamperia. I just happen to think they have the most beautiful papers. Oh my goodness. You could really go crazy. I just made some very pretty anniversary cards. I mean, I'm not a professional card maker or anything. I just do what I like for my daughter and my son for their anniversary. And lastly, I will put the French press on there. And finish out this page. Such a dreary, dreary day today here. It's been rainy and dreary. It's really a nice day for coffee. But the way I drink it, I only have it on Sundays. Oh, it's not healthy, I'm sure. There. I think. This is a pretty French press. This is copper. My brother's is stainless steel. And it's really a beautiful one, too. That's everything. That's all of it. And actually, today is my son's birthday. My youngest, it's his birthday today. but we won't be celebrating his birthday till the end of the month because there's just so much going on. There's other birthdays and my grandson and kids' parties and anniversary parties, and so we're going to celebrate his with my other grandson. My one grandson is the 25th, the other's the 31st on Halloween. My son's is today, but we're going to hold off on his, but I did sing him happy birthday. And over here, this was part of that larger dish, that fabric, that rose-colored roses fabric floral. I thought it was so pretty, I decided to put it on the side with the prompt. And Thursday and Friday of this week, the floor comes for my studio. So I am very excited to get the flooring in, because once the flooring's in, I can start bringing things in. And my son put in some beautiful lights for me, some pot lights or can lights, and a chandelier also, which I picked out, which looks kind of like a French country. Actually, it makes me think of this a little tiny bit. That's not my style in the rest of the house, but in my sewing room, I do love that look, that French country look. So this is a nice week this week. But I'll just give you a quick close-up of my images that I've chosen that definitely make me think of very happy times spent together with family. My one son-in-law especially is my coffee drinking buddy. He and I for sure always have a cup of coffee together, and I love that. That's so nice. But thank you very much for stopping by, for following me on this journey, this new journey. I'm a novice, so I think that's clear to see that I'm a novice, but thank you for stopping by, and thank you to everyone for sharing your pages. I love to watch what everyone does and what they choose and how they put it together. I think it's just so interesting and fun. But anyway, thank you very much for coming along with me and for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.